Sunset Riders is literally the video game version of the Wild West. Shooting, sliding, and jumping through each level, players are tasked with the job of fulfilling bounties of outlaws at large. It was originally an arcade game released in 1991 that had huge success. Players could choose between the bounty hunters Steve, Billy Cool, Bob, and Cormano Wild. For the console versions, players can only choose either between Billy or Cormano. There were some differences between the arcade and console versions outside of just characters though. The arcade version would provide different bosses and levels than the console versions. The additional bosses would include Hawkeye, Hank Hatfield, Dark Horse, the Smith Brothers, and El Greco. Another difference would be the order in which players faced each boss. Paco Loco was the second boss on the console and then was the second to last boss on the arcade version. Women villains are on the arcade version and were taken out on the console. For what reason, I'm not quite sure. And then after defeating bosses, they can be heard giving their last words, whereas on the console versions, the bosses would just have a speech bubble above them with what they were saying. Each character had their own guns and shooting style. The game had plenty of similarities to another game we are familiar with in Contra. Fast-paced action with an array of difficulty would provide challenges to all players. Throughout the game, players would collect gold to add to their money total that was also their score. Other items would include power-ups for their guns and a star that would unlock bonus levels. The bonus level consisted of players riding horseback while chasing down a wagon with a woman who throws out items consisting of gold and one-ups. Items could also be found throughout each level by shooting bags or going into the taverns. Some bags have sticks of dynamite that can kill players if they are too close, so you'll have to keep a watchful eye. And then speaking of the taverns, the women that were standing on the outsides of the tavern after entering differed from each version. In the arcade and Genesis versions, the women were more scantily clad, whereas the SNES version, they dressed them more conservatively. Chief Scalpton is the only boss in the game that technically does not get killed. His sister runs out after defeating him and asks for his life to be spared as he is only following orders. Once we get to the last boss, Sir Richard Rose, you need to be on your guard. Bosses flash red quicker the less life they have. And then with Rose, however, you have to defeat twice. The first time you see him fall to the ground, get up, and reveal what looks to be a metal plate covering his chest. You then must fight him again, and then after the second go-round, he is finally killed. And then we see in a climatic fashion upon his death, a rose gets shown on the screen being blasted apart. IGN has this rated as 88 on their top list of 100 SNES games, and I'm actually surprised they put it that high. Overall, it received great ratings from other sources during its release, and it is definitely warranted. There's many shooters out there, but Sunset Riders is one that you need to check out. Now let's take down Sir Richard Rose. Alright, here we go. Sunset Riders, baby. We're going to take down them outlaws. That's right. So, you guys can pretty much see the premise. That's how we were talking about earlier in the retrospective. How it's like, you know, it's similar to Contra. I kind of screwed up there and I missed that star because I shot the guy and I wasn't trying to go into the tavern, but it kind of happened. But you get shot once in this game and you'll die just like you would in Contra. So you definitely got to be on your guard there as far as trying to dodge enemy gunfire or making sure that they don't pin you up. It'll happen, you know, I mean, I'm sure there's people out there that can do a no-death run on this, I'm sure. But I'm just saying, as far as like for the casual gamer who hasn't played this yet, don't get discouraged if, you know, you get beat up a little bit playing this, because it is a tough one to get used to. And always watch your back, kind of like what I did there. Like, I'll turn around every so often to kind of shoot back, because the guys just periodically just pop out at you, you know. And until you've played it enough, you're not going to know exactly where those guys are. And I used to play this all the time as a kid, but I was having a hard time trying to remember where everything was and where everybody was at. And if you did not already know, I was playing this on the Genesis version, which is why you can see on the sides there, on the overlay, you see the little Genesis thing, and you see that little jump I did right there? That is how you can avoid gunfire. If you hit that jump, like right before you get hit, it'll actually allow you to not get shot. And that was something I didn't learn right away when I was playing this game. when I beat it as a kid, that was around the time when I found out about it, but I didn't find it out right away. It was one of those things I did it on accident, and I was like, oh man, I was like, I can actually do that, and it's kind of like a little glitch-like thing, you know, so that way I don't have to worry about getting shot. But sometimes, you know, my reaction speed is just a shade off, so it was a little... And like right there, I was trying to hit down and jump, but my guy just kept running. That's something that I've complained about to the community, that our little community that is. I said I hate the D-pads on some of these emulator controllers because, like, I swear I'll be hitting down, but if I ever so gently just roll my thumb slightly to the right or left, it's like it triggers like I'm hitting diagonal, but I swear it feels like I'm not, and my guy won't crouch. And you know, gotta watch out for that dynamite. I just try to stay back and shoot at it because you can pick it up before it goes off and throw it if you so choose to. But me, I've tried to just shoot him and be done with it. And I really love the layout of Sunset Riders. Like, it really gave you that Wild West feel. Like, I loved it. Like, the guys in the windows, and then, like, you know, like right there, you know, I didn't have to shoot the guy. Like, I could have just shot that barrel, and the barrel would have fell on him and, you know, killed him. And, like, and then the whole thing, like, running in the taverns, like, I don't know, it's just, they really did a good job putting this together. And the difference with the Sega version is that you have these, like the levels in between the bosses, whereas like on the arcade, it was you just played out the level straight and you just kept going against the bosses and stuff. But as you can see again, just you gotta constantly just check your back the whole time. And the good thing too about going into the taverns, like you see how like you start flashing and stuff. There's been times like when I was playing that I'll use those taverns almost like a defense mechanism. Like if I feel like I'm about to get pinned down or something, I'll try to hurry up and I'll run into the tavern, so that way I know I have like a few seconds of invincibility to try to take down whatever enemies are coming my way or that are in the way that have me pinned up. In this, I used to know the pattern on where I had to stay, and I'm not gonna lie, I bumbled through this, but it's all right. Like like I said, I used to have it down, and I honestly think like after I was playing it, like I did use Cormano Wild like most of the time, but if memory serves me right, it's almost better to play as Billy for certain situations like this. Like right there, I could have done the duck jump, and I just crapped the bed on my timing there. And you got to watch out for that barrel too, because those barrels, when they fall down, they can actually crush you. So now we're in our bonus level here, trying to get some of our lives back that we lost. And best thing to do here is just like, you know, in any sort of game, like platformer like this, where it's like, you know, I don't want to call it 3D, but like 2D, 3D, where you got to, you know, your up and downs, like kind of watch the shadows, more or less. And I believe I missed that bag, because I think that's a stick of dynamite was why I didn't shoot it. And then on this level, you'll hear like the train, like it usually, you know, the horn goes off, but that don't let that freak you out. What you will see though is like right there, you see that pull, that tells you that's when it's gonna be time for you to jump. Or in that case, like you could just sit there, you see it, just stay where you're at, you don't gotta worry about it. And then again, that's when I shoot that dynamite. It's like you have the benefits with either character. Billy has the benefit of always shooting on a 45 angle with one of the guns, and then straight with the other gun. Whereas I feel with Carmano, it's almost like you get although you don't get that angle wherever you do shoot, because it's a shotgun, it spreads it out. And it's almost like double damage, if you will. And I loved this level, the whole train concept. Like, I don't know, I loved it. I thought it was a great looking level. I enjoyed playing through it. Not even just as a kid, but even still now, you know. It just looked really good, and the idea of the robbers coming out the windows and stuff again. That was nice. Nice slide picking up that star. Good timing on my end. And then there was a pattern I forgot on Paco Loco. I was trying to remember where it was at, like where the sweet spot's at. Hasta la bye-bye. And here we are again. Got ourselves another bonus level. So try to do the same thing here. Get our one-ups to get the lives that we lost previously. If you can, always try to obviously strategize to try to line yourself up more so with the one-ups than the gold, because that's what we need more than anything else, right? Now this level, it just starts off that the Indians are running at you, they're coming at you hot, trying to take you out. And then it's tough in this spot because, again, you got them on the walls shooting arrows at you, they come running at you. It's a very fast-paced level. So, like me, I just methodically go through it so I'm not triggering too many guys. And you gotta be wary of those guys that shoot the flaming arrows, because even if they don't hit you, it'll light up the ground on fire, and if you touch it, you'll actually die from it. Like, that's why I almost slid to get that star, and I thought to myself real quick, like, oh crap, I can't do that, because obviously if I do, then I'm gonna get lit on fire. And then you gotta watch out for the boulders too. Like, there's just a lot to watch out for in this level. The good thing is, those, as you can see, you can shoot the arrows, so you don't feel like you have to dodge them. If you think, you know, if you got the aiming down and you feel like you can shoot those arrows, then, you know, by all means, shoot them up. And, you know, obviously watch out for those boulders, because they'll squash you, and then that'll cost you a life that could have been easily avoided. But again, like I said, I just try to very slowly go through it to trigger them off, so I'm not just barreling through. But if you were to play this enough and get to the point where you feel like you can either do a speed run or no death run, I mean, you'll already know exactly when they trigger. But again, for me, this was... oh god, I think this is like my second or third time playing through this game before I did my final recording. That way I can try to at least remotely remember where I had to be at. Like, I almost felt like I had to constantly just shoot all around, like, rather it was on an angle or up, because I always kept feeling like somebody was going to be coming off the wall onto me. Like, I'm sure you guys get that vibe just based off of how I'm shooting. It's crazy. Ooh, I was close. I almost died there. I thought that was one of my deaths too, to be honest with you. And I think I did die here. Now that, like, right here, after I think I had like a mistimed jump or something. Because, like, right here, what you can do is you can get these bags, and some will have like power-ups, but I believe, you know, one of them has a one-up in there for you. And I tried to jump down and get it, and I think I walked off the ledge or something goofy like that. I can't remember if it was this playthrough or if it was when I was trying to play it. Yeah, there it is. Get the one-up and then die. So I just pretty much got a one-up to die, and then I lost my power-ups. It's terrible. So no rapid for me. So now we're going to be going up against Chief Scalpton here, and all you got to do is just kind of just watch how he moves. You'll see him, like, he'll jump up on the pillars and do like a little dance move type thing with the blades and stuff. And that's where you have to shoot him, though. And you can shoot those knives as he flings them at you. And you want to try to not get too close to him, because if you do, then he'll hit you with his knives. And that'll definitely take you out. And I don't know why I didn't shoot there. I thought, in my mind, I was probably like, oh, I'll dodge it. No. And I didn't get a bonus level here because I crapped the bed on getting that star, but it's alright. But I do want to, I want to do another playthrough of this on the arcade and potentially the SNES version, because I believe the SNES version is actually similar to the arcade. The Sega Genesis version is the one that I played because that's what I had as a kid growing up, so I was the most familiar with it, so that's why I did this playthrough for you guys. And I'm not gonna lie, my gameplay got rather sloppy here towards the end, because I knew I was getting towards the end of the game. I knew how many guys I had, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll be able to, you know, get through it relatively easy, and you know, I'll be alright. And then this part's just simple, shooting the wall, and then shooting those dogs, that way they don't kill you. And I absolutely loved how this section looked. Just like the way the color scheme was with the brown, green, and red. Like, I just thought it looked really, really nice. It like looked like you were going to some fancy pants, rich guy, henchman, boss type dude's place, you know what I mean? With all the flowers and stuff. Like, you knew you were getting into some stuff. But you can definitely tell between this level and the other levels that the difficulty, it ramped up quite a bit between this and, you know, comparing this to the beginning of the game. Like, it definitely, it ramped up on us quite a bit. So even though my play got a little sloppy, you can tell that it was definitely a little bit tougher. So now you go on, we're at the second part now. Going into fight Sir Richard Rose. And we'll end up, I think we're going to use some continues here. And the reason why I let that guy go there was because that guy in the window, I was trying to make sure that I could get my rapid without having to worry about that guy. And I did have some issues with doing the up jump to like swing up onto a roof and stuff, because like there was times I swear I was hitting it and I just did like a normal jump and I ended up like jumping into bullets and stuff. Like I don't, like right there, I don't know what the heck I did. I just like walked right into it. Like, what an idiot. I'm just getting wrecked here. And like right there, I should have let the guy jump off the roof, because you can't do the up jump, it's too high. I was trying so hard not to freaking get hit, and I think I was trying to slide and I ended up screwing it up. Oh, that guy's behind me. There we go. I was gonna say, I was like, if I didn't get him. All right, now here we are, Mr. Sir Richard Rose. Cheerio, old chap. And then, yeah, me being the idiot, I shoot the dynamite. Like, don't ask me why I did that. Like, I know I have the bad habit of, yeah, I'm gonna shoot the dynamite, but... So, yeah, you gotta watch for that. And then, what I was trying to do, actually, was I was wanting to try to get him up there and hit him with that dynamite, because that would have caused, like, a crazy amount of damage. And if memory serves me right, it damn near takes him all the way down. But as you can see, like, the pattern is pretty much like you gotta just hit and move, hit and move. It's just shoot him, jump up, shoot him, jump down, you know, all that stuff. Because wherever you shoot him, that's where he's gonna go. And me, when I was playing this, I was like, oh yeah, I got him. And I played this game so much as a kid. I was doing this because I thought that was it, right? And I was like, oh, duh, I gotta kill him again. Yeah. Oh, man. Just watching this is kind of painful to me. Looking back. Good lord. Richard Rose just completely decimated me. And to be fair, he's really not that difficult. It's just, like I said, you gotta hit and move. I was just, like I said, I was being lazy, I'm not gonna lie. Because like I said, I knew I had plenty of continues, and I knew that even if I played sloppy, I'd get enough hits in on him to where I wouldn't have to worry about it. I shouldn't have, because for your guys' sake, since you're watching it, I should have tried to tighten it up so that way you guys can get some quality gameplay, but you guys can learn from my mistakes. Not only that, but I'm talking about what not to do and how to go about still the strategy and killing him, even though I had sloppy execution, but you guys get it. And there it is. Psh, kill the rose. And that, my friends, is Sunset Riders. And hopefully you too will get through this game. Like I said, it's got some difficulty to it, but it's a good one. And if you haven't already, hit that sub button, hit that like button, and then I'll be seeing you guys in the next video.